Have you ever wondered what it was like to be a chicken nugget? Seriously, how does nobody ever talk about this show? I mean, it's a show about a woman being turned into a chicken nugget, and yet it's so obscure that I can't even find a mention of it on tvtropes.org. So, let me be the one to introduce you to Chicken Nugget. Spoilers, I really want you to see this show for yourself. So skip to this part if you don't want spoilers. As stated before, Chicken Nugget is about Mina being turned into, well, a chicken nugget. And so her father, Mr. Choi, and this guy who has a crush on her named Baek Jung, I think, have to turn her back. And the craziest part is that the fact that her being turned into a chicken nugget isn't the craziest part. No, Mr. Choi and Baek Jung go on a crazy adventure with mad scientists and aliens who can use the Force, and Baek Jung's ex, who, I kid you not, broke up with him for
pineapple on a pizza!
The show starts off simple, but begins to add more lore and sci-fi elements as the plot goes on. There's a lot of strange plot points, but they all work because they end up coming together by the end. There's even a lot of Easter eggs sprinkled throughout that seem like minor details but end up coming back later. Even the intro has some of these, which makes it fun as the show goes on to recognize more of them. The show is also visually stunning. There's a lot of cutaways and surreal imagery, and the intro kind of looks like an Adult Swim bumper. Unfortunately, it does have a bit of a pacing issue towards the middle. Around episode 5 or 6, they begin to try to add too much lore too quickly, and I found myself getting a little lost at that point, just trying to figure everything out. Like, the lore is interesting, but I feel like they reveal it all a bit too quickly, and should have had it more spread out. In the last episode or two, the show takes a much darker turn, where it goes from being absurdist fun to being genuinely sad very quickly. It turns out that the aliens can turn Mina back, but it's gonna take 50 years. This naturally took a minute to win me over, cause it is a huge tonal shift. The show hadn't previously suggested any serious themes, nor had they implied that such a twist was possible, which is surprising given how they foreshadow pretty much all the other major plot points. I do think this was added for the sake of adding drama. And yet, once I got over this abrupt tonal shift, I found that I kind of loved it. It really did end up getting an emotional reaction out of me because even as silly as the show was, the characters were taking the situation very seriously the whole time. In theory, I should hate this. It was totally pulled out of its ass, but it was portrayed so earnestly that I found it not only sad, but even kind of thought-provoking. Like when Baek Jung is forced to make the decision at the end as to whether or not to go back to reset everything, I was on the edge of my seat wondering not only what he would do, but what he should do. Well, it's definitely tragic what happened to her. This did lead to so many good things for him in many different ways. Like when he wrote the song about her being a nugget, and it started his music career. His decision could have been obvious if written poorly, but since the show makes it clear what he's sacrificing, I honestly end up wondering whether I would have made the same choice in his shoes. Overall, I highly recommend Chicken Nugget. It'll give you a ton of laughs and a few feels towards the end. Plus, it'll really leave you on the edge of your seat and constantly guessing what'll happen next. Assuming you actually skip to this part, like I asked.